All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live. All Things Irrelevant podcast. Your host, Mr. Cortez.
DC, you already know
Are you going to pass that?
it wasn't really lighting up like I wanted to. It wasn't really smoking, so I'm trying to get it now.
All right. Well, we hope y'all had a good Thanksgiving. I did with my family here on vacation, which is coming to an end soon enough. Damn, that shit flies, don't it, man?
Way too fast.
It's never long enough. I can tell you that. Never long enough.
There we go.
Is it now?
Perfect. The holiday season's always a blur. You know, Thanksgiving's out the way. Now everybody's putting their Christmas trees up. There we go. Just a little bit there. Everybody's putting their Christmas trees up and getting into the holiday spirit. So you call it?
Man, this year, like we said, oh, and we want to apologize. We had to split up that first episode of the podcast for technical difficulties, but audio should be up and running now. Everything should be fine.
Yeah, we figured it out.
It was more of a test run, anyways, to see how it was, how the broadcast was going to turn out. But I mean, for what it is, it's decent.
I mean, I guess you consider this the first official episode, right? I guess
I mean, I would say so.
first full episode at least.
First in its entirety,
Right.
for sure.
It will be up like clockwork this time. I promise. Everything will be good. Everybody can watch a full episode, and obviously the clips will be on Instagram, TikTok, and so forth. So we'll be good. We figured it out. So, yes. Shit. What about the week? This fucking week went by so quick, bro.
No, it's Thursday already. So I'm saying Thanksgiving was legit a week ago.
It was a week ago.
Blink your eyes and look where we're at now.
Next week. It's December 1st. 24 days. Well, 24 days till Christmas. Christmas.
And did you eat a lot, man, on Thanksgiving? I didn't eat that much. Like I thought I was going to.
Not as much as I usually do. Nobody was around, so there was no point to cook so much. I mean, she cooked a decent amount, and then my mom gave some people some food, like some of the neighbors around the area or whatever. So everybody ate. That food was busting.
No, that plate that you brought me, I ate it the next day.
That shit was busting.
Oh, good.
That rice though,
That was good. That rice was on point. And those potatoes that she made with the cheese.
Mm-hmm.
Whoosh.
Yeah,
That was good.
Put that in the oven. Bake that nice up. Real good.
I don't even like broccoli, but the way your mother made that broccoli.
Yeah, she boiled it so it's nice and soft. You know.
Well, and she seasoned it up. She did something to it. She put some love into that. That shit was delicious.
I told her, I'm like, shit, you put broccoli in there? So this nigga ain't gonna eat the broccoli. He's like, oh. I said, nah. I said, guess what? I said, oh well, he gonna eat that shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I said. I said, don't take it out. You already packed it up. If you don't want it, he'll throw it out.
No, it was good. It was delicious.
Yeah, like broccoli is good when it's boiled and everything. When it's raw,
that's what I'm saying.
It's
like I like what's that soup from Panera Bread? The broccoli cheddar, is that what it's called?
I think so.
Oh man, that thing's delicious.
Yeah, I know the soup you talk about. It's really good.
I used to get this sandwich from there. It was called it was the Italian.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was just called the Italian sandwich. They took it off the menu because every time I look at the menu now, it's not there anymore.
Man, you know who had a hell of an Italian sandwich? VNS over there
VNS,
in Boca.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, VNS.
I'm sure they're still over there rocking, bro.
Yeah, I had VNS. When was it? Last time they ordered lunch, I think it was that Employee Appreciation Day or whatever.
Okay.
I always get the Italian toasted, large toasted.
Shit.
That's where it's at. That's one of my favorite things.
Sandwich,
yeah. The meatball parmesan sub.
That shit's good too. But that should put you in a coma.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna eat that, you gotta eat a piece of it, for lunch.
Yeah, cut it in half. Yeah,
cut it in half, or just like I said, man, even half sometimes is a little bit too much for lunch at least.
Yeah, you want to be feeling all bloated, especially the way we were moving around.
No, that's carb central. That's carb central. That sandwich right there. But
right.
If you're trying to bulk up and get big, oh man, that sandwich is Perfect for you.
Yeah, you're gonna look like what's it called, Miguelito from Cocaine Cowboys, right?
Of course, you're gonna bring him up, huh?
I mean, the nigga was big as fuck, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, even though he got caught with the dope in the airport, that's what happened to him, right?
Didn't he stab somebody in the airport too? He fucked somebody up in the airport.
Oh yeah, I think you're right. I think he did stab somebody in the airport,
and that's how he got caught. That's how he got popped, right?
And I think some shit, and then they left him. They left him for dead. They said, "Man, that's on you, nigga."
You know, I was looking up Cocaine Cowboys, and I couldn't find the documentary. It used to be on Netflix. I don't know if it's still on there.
It's not on there anymore?
Oh, I don't know. I looked it up on YouTube. It wasn't on there. It might be on Netflix.
They didn't make a part 2?
They did, but it wasn't. You already know when they make part 2s of shit, right? They kind of fuck up the first one. So
yeah.
Like, for example, Dumb and Dumber.
Oh.
The original was epic, and then when they made that second one, stupid.
You talking about Dumb and Dumber?
Yeah, that one.
That was bad.
It's fucking horrible.
I mean, then they made that Dumb and Dumber 2, where it put Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels back in it. That was all right.
That was
okay.
That was all right, but it still wasn't the same, man.
Yeah. I mean, they were 1,000 years old also.
That's like if they're gonna make The Mask 2.
Nah.
Like, don't do that. Because the original was a classic.
That's like trying to redo any sequel to certain movies that can't be done. Like they wanted to redo Scarface. Sure, they wanted to put Leonardo DiCaprio, but still.
Did they really?
That was the original plan, I believe. They wanted to make a sequel to Scarface.
Shit, I did not know that.
Yeah,
I had no clue.
But nah, I don't want to see a sequel to Scarface, man.
I mean, either. Fuck that.
You know?
That original. Yeah. Shit.
I mean, plus Tony Montana's dead. What the fuck are you gonna make? Unless you're gonna make it like a whole different story.
Because he never had children with Elvira, right? That was her name.
Right, because her womb was polluted. Polluted.
She was gorgeous, man.
That's Michelle Pfeiffer, right?
Yeah, she was gorgeous in that, man. She was so young.
Yeah, that's back then. What, 1986, right?
Was it 86? It wasn't earlier than that.
It could have been. Probably when it was in production. Probably was like 85, 84.
Right. Everybody was young in that, man.
Al Pacino he was up there already. He was around 40 already, almost 40.
Yeah, he was up there already. He didn't look like it, but yeah, he was up there already.
I mean, but he was a star already because then he already did what was the movie? When he was Michael Corleone. Was that Goodfellas?
Yeah, Goodfellas, right?
Yeah.
Goodfellas.
Yeah, he was young in that movie though. He was young.
Oh yeah, he was
a young nigga in that movie for sure. But that's when he was already a star by the time he did Scarface. So yeah, he was an A-list actor already. Him, Robert De Niro, all the niggas.
Robert De Niro, everybody.
Yeah, man.
And Robert De Niro could speak fucking Italian like a beast, man.
Al Pacino, he wasn't too bad in the movie. I mean, I think he had to learn it, but he was okay. But when he tried to speak Spanish in that one scene, oh man, it looked like he was.
They limited his Spanish
because he probably couldn't get it. He looked like he was gargling Listerine. Her. Looked like he was gargling Listerine, man.
But damn, man, that movie never get old. Just like Coming to America, never get old.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to remember the last time. Well, you guys didn't see the whole stream, but yeah, we had mentioned some part about Coming to America, where Buddy Daryl, that was his name, right? Daryl, Buddy with the Soul Glow.
Oh yeah,
Jericho.
yeah.
Where he was talking to Prince Hakeem, talking about
oh yeah, I think it's cute when y'all bounce that ball off your head.
Right. Asshole, man.
He tried it, bro.
That is the epitome of trust fund baby.
Oh, they're out there for real. He played that character well.
Right. He was born rich, so because his family came up with Soul Glow.
The man never sweated a day in his life, dog.
Right. But the funny thing is Prince Hakeem was born rich too, but he was more humble than Daryl was.
And remember, Prince Hakeem, he wanted a normal life.
Right.
That's what he was looking for. He didn't give a fuck how poor he was living.
Right.
None of that shit. But what was his partner's name again?
You talking about the character that
Arsenio played?
Shit. Semi.
Oh, that motherfucker was sick in that, man.
Yeah, Semi crazy.
He was fucking hilarious. Oh shit, that was good shit, man.
Oh yeah.
But the barbers, some of the best characters in that movie, man.
He good.
That motherfuckers.
I can't even say that.
No, it's a good movie, man. And then they made part 2, which horrible, fucking stupid.
I don't think it was horrible. It was different, but you can't compare it to the number one.
I mean, if you watch it and you don't watch it again, it was horrible. Did you watch it again?
The hell no.
Okay then. Exactly my point. If it was actually enjoyable, you would have at least watched it one more time.
I didn't watch it again. No.
All right then.
Yeah, Rick Ross, and Rick Ross was one of like the
it
servants.
wasn't Michael Blackson was in it. There was a bunch of people in that movie. Bunch of fucking people. And now they're making the new Beverly Hills Cop with Eddie Murphy now. He comes back as a cop. I swear.
Man.
I swear to God, dog.
Ain't nobody trying to see that.
Hey, I'm just saying.
So who's the cop again? Was it Nick Nolte? Or
What's his name?
Or was it the other guy?
Shit, man, I don't.
Nick Nolte, not Nick Nolte, the other guy. Fuck. You know what I'm talking about. I'll look it up later, but he's one of the, though they kind of look the same. Nick Nolte and the other guy kind of look the same. Gary Busey? It wasn't Gary Busey, right?
That played who? The cop?
Yeah, it was Nick Nolte, right?
Shit, I don't know, dog.
One of them. It was Nick Nolte or Gary Busey. I don't remember.
I really, to be very honest with you, I'm a big Eddie Murphy fan, but I just never really watched those movies like that. Like I don't even remember them.
I kind of remember. I kind of remember part 1 because they used to show it on UPN 33 on Saturdays.
Yeah.
For the niggas that had no cable.
Exactly. That's why he remembers every song from commercials, bro. Because if you ain't got cable, you gonna remember all the songs.
Pollo tropical.
See?
Chiquino negril.
Damn.
You never taste that chica.
Damn, dog. I tell you.
You act like you don't remember that.
I never even heard that commercial once, man.
Yeah, all right.
Never once have I heard the commercial until you started singing that shit.
Yeah. Hey, listen. Your mama confirmed the commercial, though, right?
I bet you she did. That's different. My mother, she ain't like other people.
Martha. Hello.
She's a very good woman. As
Hello.
the people that know me personally, my mother's an angel.
Hello.
Yeah. This character here, I don't know how she puts up with him. Because this is another son to her. So, I mean, I was a handful. This one, shit.
We got to bring her on the podcast.
No, she would love to sit here.
We got to bring Mama on the podcast.
Yeah, we'll do that eventually.
Mama! Damn.
Because she like to talk.
Oh, she'll talk.
That woman would talk. I can sit here. I won't even say one word. The entire podcast. She'll talk.
It won't even be a dialogue. It'll be a monologue.
She'll just keep going and going and going and going, and it's very entertaining because my mother's very
The
animated.
podcast is very nice.
Oh, man, now you over exaggerating that bullshit, dog. Fuck
I
you.
like this microphone. Very, very, very nice. Gonzalito, where did you buy this from? Amazon?
Okay.
Hey, imagine if you put your pops on the podcast.
Oh shit. Potty over, bruh. That motherfucker there. That'd be an interesting conversation.
Yes, it would.
If y'all want a raw Dominican uncut fucking interview, I'll give it to y'all.
It'd be fun if my dad was on the podcast.
Oh hell yeah. He gonna wear that top hat when he come here?
Probably.
That hat he used to wear when he used to do that Haitian dance in the group that he was in?
So my Magnum band?
Yeah. You still got the picture?
Nah. Well, I can look it up. But I think I still have the record.
What instrument did he play again?
He did just percussions, like the fucking and he did vocals too.
Oh, okay. I got you. All right. That's funny.
I forgot what they call that shit.
Dong?
It's like it looked like a little horn, and then you can put the stick inside of it. And like odd ass instruments like the triangle and shit like that. All those type of instruments.
I know. I'm surprised he didn't play the kazoo.
Nah, I ain't playing no motherfucking kazoo.
I was just asking.
Hey, listen. The first time I saw the kazoo, I was watching Martin.
Who played it on Martin?
Tracy Morgan.
Oh, of course he did.
He was like, pick up piece. You play the kazoo. You know that nigga Tracy Morgan, bro.
That motherfucker's
sick.
He ain't like other people for real, bro.
He's sick.
That motherfucker's another character right there. Though.
Yeah, Tracy Morgan, man. He's great.
He's still alive and kicking, man, after that accident he had, right? How long ago was that? That was years ago.
A few years ago, yeah. Like probably like 5, 6 years ago.
What happened again? Was it a Walmart truck or some shit like that hit him?
Some shit. But he was in bad condition. He was in real bad condition.
I remember he was near dead, right?
Yeah. He almost died.
Shit.
Yeah, but he's good. He's doing. From what I know, he's alive and well. What's that show he did? Was it 30 Rock with Tina Fey and all them? That's some cable TV shit, you know. I don't know cable TV like that.
I mean, I had cable. It was just we didn't watch it like that, you know.
Yeah, cable's whatever.
It wasn't a priority.
I mean, when I had cable, I watched the same shit. TBS, BET, MTV, what's the other one? USA.
I know you watch USA.
Because they used to show
Wrestling
they used to show wrestling. Wrestling.
I mean, that was, and then they used to show you remember the Mortal Kombat cartoon?
Yeah.
Early in the mornings they used to show that shit on USA. That was the only channel that ever showed that.
Yeah.
And Gargoyles.
Gargoyles used to go on USA?
Yeah, it did.
Oh, I must have watched the old ass episodes when they used to put on network TV.
Well, I'm saying USA was one of the other networks that played it. Yes, it was on other shit.
I think it was on WB.
And WB.
Mm-hmm.
And WB.
WB.
I could just be wrong.
Oh, then it turned to CW.
That's right. It did. It did.
CW South Florida or whatever it's called now.
It did.
UPN still exists?
It's just My 33 now, right?
Oh, yeah, that's right. It is My 33 now. That's right. UPN was the shit.
It was the shit.
UPN was the shit.
For not having cable.
Because it showed all the shows that were on cable and became nationally syndicated. They put on UPN and all those channels like that. So even though they're old episodes, you get to watch them. They will play them in chronological order. So they'll play them from the beginning, like in order. So, I mean, unless, they show the show more than once, then they'll probably show the newer episodes here and then the older episodes here or whatever. Remember SmackDown? The first episode of SmackDown was on UPN.
It was.
1999. I remember. I watched the first episode. I remember that shit.
It wasn't 98?
No, 99.
It was 99, right.
I remember the first episode of that shit, man. Damn, that shit was... Man, the Attitude Era of wrestling, man. That shit right there.
There will be nothing like it ever again.
Nothing like it ever again. It was raw, uncut. It was violent. They talked a lot of shit. Profanity, sex. Everything.
It wasn't G-rated, that's for sure.
No, everything kids transitioning from middle school to high school. That's the type of shit that you wanted to see. You feel me? It was entertaining. The storylines were entertaining. Everybody, all those wrestlers that we watched were in their prime. Stone Cold, Rock, Undertaker, Kane.
Remember Chris Benoit, man?
Yeah, I think Chris Benoit was in WCW still by that time, or maybe even ECW. During the 90s.
Okay, during the Attitude Era, yes, he was in WCW because remember the NWO, Wolfpack, all that shit was still hot.
Man,
still hot, man.
Remember they almost took out the WWE.
Yeah, I remember.
Woo,
I remember,
close.
Man.
This close.
I remember, but both WCW and WWF, they were both good in their own way.
Mm-hmm.
So
WCW started having better storylines than the WWE, and then people started, because I remember once I left elementary school, everybody's like, "Oh yeah, I don't watch WWF anymore." At the time, it was WWF. We're watching WCW. Everybody watching WCW at that time, and WCW had stars because a lot of the people were leaving. Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, Hulk Hogan, Sid Vicious,
Ric Flair.
Yeah. All of them went to WCW. So WCW had stars, and those guys were still young enough to be like, all right, we still.
And there was a lot of commentators from WWF that also went over to WCW.
Right.
They worked for Bischoff at the time, right?
Right. Eric Bischoff. He was the general manager. Was he owner of WCW? Part owner? Or you just a manager?
I don't remember because I remember when they fired that one episode. It was part of the act.
Right.
It was actually when WCW was transitioning into WWF. Like it
You
was
talking about when they did the whole invasion thing, right?
Right. They made it seem like they fired Bischoff,
right,
and all this shit.
Nah, that means they bought him out.
But
That's
they
what
just
happened.
bought him out,
right?
And it was crazy because when you're young, you're thinking it's real,
right?
You know, but
they did a damn good job making it look real, though.
They did.
Shit,
they did.
Man, wrestling is hard to watch now, for the most part.
I agree.
I mean, don't get me wrong. If I had tickets to WrestleMania or some shit, hell yeah, I'll fucking go for sure. I would go, but it ain't the same, man. Yeah, Shawn Michaels.
Like I wouldn't pay for tickets. I would not pay.
No, if I got them for free, yeah.
I mean, it's yeah, for free for sure.
For free, I'll get them
for sure. It's just man. Now back in the day, I remember when I first went to go see the WrestleMania Road Rage tour. Which it wasn't filmed. Like it wasn't on TV.
It was it was one of the live events. But the live shows are lit though.
Man, when Stone Cold came out, finally I got to see that motherfucker in real life, man. I will never forget that shit.
I think sometimes the live shows are more lit than the actual televised shows. Because live shows, certain things happen more than they do on TV. Because on TV, you gotta, especially network television. Mm-hmm. That's why they start putting on cable. Mm-hmm. But on TV, especially network television, there's certain things you can't do. Well, live, you can get away with more shit because it's not televised.
It's true. You're right.
It's just like cable. That's why a lot of TV shows go into cable and shit, because cable is a little bit looser when it comes to the I forgot what they call it, the FCC or the FCC or whatever. I don't remember what the name is, but that's the commission that fucking regulates does the ratings and shit, the TVMA and all this other shit. TV 14. Remember, it used to be TV 14, right? When it first came out.
What, wrestling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When Raw and SmackDown was TV
14. ECW was MA.
Yeah,
ECW was.
I like ECW though.
Except for ECW, every time it would come on.
It'll come on Saturday nights, right?
Yeah, and the picture quality was horrendous, man.
I mean, that budget,
the low budget cameras that they used to use on that shit, and the audio.
It was pretty bad. It was pretty bad, but the action was pretty good.
Oh man, it was entertaining.
They had a lot
it was the most hardcore shit that you ever saw, man.
A lot of legends came from there.
Hell
Sabu,
Sandman,
Tommy Dreamer,
RVD,
right?
Shit, man, there was a lot of other people too.
Rhino.
God damn.
Yeah. What's it called? What the fuck is that nigga's name again? Oh, what's it called? Chris Benoit was in ECW. Chris Jericho was in ECW.
Were they?
Yeah. All of them were. All of them were in ECW, bro.
That must have been brief then.
Yeah, not too long.
Because I know Chris Benoit's career, the majority of it was with WCW.
Yeah. That's where you made his name.
Because I remember I used to watch Saturday Night Live, WCW.
Yeah.
And Chris Benoit was always one of the performers along with Eddie Guerrero before he was all juiced up and fucking crazy.
I think even Rey Mysterio was on ECW at one point. Juventud, right?
I remember Juventud was on ECW for sure. That's where he came from.
Right. Then he went to WCW.
And then he went to WCW.
Yeah.
Right.
He became a star at WCW. He was pretty them luchador niggas, man.
Oh, you can't fuck with them.
Yeah.
When it comes to acrobatics,
yeah.
I think fuck with them.
I mean, but Rey Mysterio obviously is the most popular one.
Oh, he was a gymnast at heart, man.
Yeah,
and that dude right there could fly high,
right?
Nobody else, man.
And he one of them small luchador niggas that actually won the WWE championship.
And you know what? I have to give it to RVD too, because he was a beast, flying high, man.
Rob Van Dam.
Yo, in ECW when he would jump off of wherever, what, man?
Yeah, he was good.
And do you remember the one match, the WWF match? I forgot what pay-per-view it was.
Mm-hmm.
It was with Mankind. Was it the Undertaker with the tax?
Oh, you talking about Hell in a Cell?
The Hell in a Cell. But who was it? He went against
Mankind and Undertaker.
Yo, that was because what people didn't know was that Mankind actually put himself through that for real with the tax and all that stuff.
He put it. Yeah, listen, he put his life on the line for WWE.
Oh, he did. He
look how he looks now.
Yeah, he gained a lot of weight at one point. He was eating a lot. He was depressed.
Man, he put his body through some hell for WWE, but it worked for him because he's a legend.
It did. He did his thing, man.
Yeah, he was good.
He was one of the greatest wrestlers to ever do it.
Yeah, for sure.
To ever do it, man. When it came to entertaining the crowd, he literally hurt himself to entertain people.
Yeah. And
And people can sit here and call wrestling fake. Yes, obviously, it's all scripted or whatever. But when it comes to the actual performance
it's
part
real.
of it,
Oh, it's real.
It's real.
It's real.
Those motherfuckers are legit beating each other up, man.
Right.
It's.
I mean, yeah, obviously you're not going to hit them in the head with a fucking steel chair.
But sometimes they would do it for real. They would tell you, like, the wrestler would be like, hit me for real to make it look good on the camera. That's a tough motherfucker.
Well, Mankind, Mick Foley or whatever, was one of the toughest.
He was.
So you fall from a top of steel case 30 feet in the air and you fall on some tacks?
And then he fell on top of the table.
Mm-hmm.
All the way from up there.
Dog. He's taking some.
Oh, wait a minute. Even Shane McMahon I forgot what Hell in a Cell match it was. Who the fuck did he go against? Shane McMahon put on a show for people. I gotta give it to him. That
was the pay-per-view that we watched. It was back in 2017 or 2018.
Oh, that's right. Now I remember.
It was April 2018, I think it was.
Was it WrestleMania?
It was WrestleMania.
It was WrestleMania.
Shane McMahon was showing the fuck out.
He was. Oh, damn.
For a guy that never was like a quote wrestler.
Exactly.
He turned into a damn good performer.
With age, the dude became so fucking athletic. It was amazing.
He became cooler because remember when he first came out, he was a fucking square.
He was square. I completely agree with
like
you.
His character. He was a little corny. He had that stupid ass music he used to come out to. Right? Was it No Chance in Hell?
Wasn't that the whole corporate?
Then he changed the song to "Money, Give Me the Money, 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 Money."
Shit. I don't remember that song.
He changed it after him and Vince. I don't know. I guess they kind of had a little falling out a little bit, and him and his sister had a falling out because the reports was he got mad that Stephanie McMahon didn't tell him that.
That was a dysfunctional ass family, man.
I mean, well,
yes, I of course, with all the fame and all the money and all the pressure, because WWF was actually in trouble at one point. They were in trouble at one point. WCW was they were blowing them out of the water at one point.
Everywhere, like the ratings were
horrible.
Crushed.
And then when the Attitude Era came in, that's what saved the WWF, man. Was that Attitude Era? And when The Rock and Stone Cold came out there with
you're right. That's after I left elementary school. Yeah. That's when the Attitude Era kicked in. That's when it was more like violent and a lot of cursing, a lot of like
sex and puppies.
It was fantastic.
And all that shit. When I say puppies, you know what I mean.
Yeah, it was fantastic. It was great.
At that time, it was Trish Stratus,
Lita.
At one point, who was Jeff Jarrett's girl who dated Stone Cold also? Deborah McMichaels.
Deborah, yeah.
Deborah.
I just call it Deborah, yeah. She would Brock Lesnar now. She's married to Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, that woman got around, man.
I mean, they all got around, man.
It's true.
Pero
shit. It was all good though. All good shit.
Even the early '90s was good when he had fucking like Undertaker in the beginning. Hulk Hogan was like towards the end before he left or he got booted out. Went to WCW.
The early '90s at WWF were awesome.
That's when Ultimate Warrior was really good.
Oh man, he was
one of
my favorites, man.
Hey, you remember Ravishing Rick Rude?
Oh, of course.
Rick Rude, yeah, man.
Of course, I could, man. Fucking Ted DiBiase,
yeah,
Mr. Perfect,
Sergeant
Slaughter, Boss Man,
Roddy Piper,
and Jake the Snake,
yeah.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan. No, we can keep going.
Yeah, I remember Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Yeah, we can keep going.
Superfly Jimmy Snuka.
Superfly, boy, all these are legends, dog.
Yeah, Iron Sheik.
Because, man, and when the Undertaker. Yokozuna.
I used to like Yokozuna.
Fucking the Nasty Boys.
Mm-hmm. Hawk and Animal.
Hawk and Animal.
Yeah.
That was they were called the Legion of Doom.
Yeah.
Right?
Legion of Doom.
Yeah.
Bret Hart and Owen Hart, the Hart Foundation. Yeah.
Bret Hart used to be my favorite wrestler.
Bret Hart was that nigga, man. For real.
And when they brought the 1-2-3 kid in, he was awesome.
Yeah.
And then in the Attitude Era, D-Generation X was one of the coolest things.
Oh, that was
that you ever witnessed, man.
And then they were added Road Dogg and Billy Gunn.
Oh yeah.
Or
and Billy Gunn is still out there doing his thing, dog.
He's still wrestling?
I don't know about wrestling, but I mean, he's still in shape, man. At his age,
he's he's in his 50s now.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that dude's always been fucking jacked.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of remind me of Sid Vicious a little bit.
Who else, man? I remember Edge and Christian.
Yeah.
And you got You remember Gangrel the Brood?
Yeah, they came together. That's how they kind of came together. And
they had the rawest intro.
And remember, Viscera was part of the group too.
Oh, it was. And you know, David Heath. That's Gangrel.
Yeah.
He runs that wrestling academy right here in Dania or Davie.
I think it's Dania.
Dania.
I think I saw an ad for it on Instagram.
Not too long ago. The crazy part. I was leaving the 595 truck stop one day, and he was in his car.
Oh shit!
I was in my Uber, and he was literally sitting. He was driving with his glasses on and everything, man.
Hey, Gangrel's that nigga, man.
And he real humble dude.
Yeah, he been in the game for a long time. He did his thing. Didn't Jeff Jarrett start TNA, or he was one of the owners of TNA?
He was part owner or some shit like that.
Yeah, he
was money with that. He made money with that.
That's the only way he really made money. Really, he didn't really make money as a wrestler, bro. He was okay. He was like one of the mid card wrestlers, like that would fight for the European Championship.
Right. When he used to exist on Sunday Night Heat.
Yeah.
You already know Sunday Night Heat wasn't.
Hey, that's when they put the I forgot the term, the jobbers.
Jobbers, yeah.
Right, when they put the no name ass wrestlers to fight, and they just lose automatically, like Brooklyn Brawler.
WCW Saturday Night Live was the same thing.
Right.
It was a Sunday Night Heat, but it was on Saturday.
Right. Now
that's what I'm saying. Like Chris Benoit and all these other Dean Malenko.
Dean Malenko was that nigga.
He trained Benoit and
he trained a
whole bunch of wrestlers.
A bunch of wrestlers. He trained. I think he trained Brock Lesnar.
Oh, did he?
I think so.
Oh shit.
Dean Malenko trained a bunch of niggas, man. He was part of the what's it called? What do they call it? Remember when they first invaded the WWE? It was Dean Malenko, Perry Saturn.
Damn, Perry Saturn. Wow.
Yeah, Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero. It was all four of them.
Okay.
They came together.
That's
four of them. They were a group.
Damn.
I forgot what they call them. I forgot what the name was. I think it was called I don't remember. Not the Alliance.
I wouldn't remember.
But yeah, you remember Perry Saturn? That nigga was swole as fuck.
I remember him.
He was the worst wrestler out of all of them, though. He was garbage.
Yeah, bring this under here.
He just had a really good physique, but he was overall his character was weird and he was garbage.
I'm trying to think. I remember in WCW when it was DDP and Goldberg.
Oh, DDP was that nigga, man.
That was my dog right there, for real.
DDP was one of my favorite wrestlers in WWE.
Same here.
I know everybody likes Sting, but DDP was the man.
Awesome. No, DDP was the man.
DDP was the man.
People slept on him, man.
Hit him with that diamond cut.
Yeah, people slept on him. He was something else.
I like DDP.
He's doing well now too, man.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing really good.
He still be doing like his yoga shit, right?
And he was one of the people that tried to save Scott Hall, man.
He actually did save Scott Hall.
He did save him. But Scott Hall was already lost, man. Like,
bruh.
And God bless him, because he was also one of the greatest wrestlers ever to do it, man.
Oh, this man was a stud back then.
Yeah, he was, man. Yeah, Razor Ramon. When he played Razor Ramon, that was a smooth character that he played, man.
And you know, this dude was what, 6'8"?
Yo, that motherfucker was big.
That's a big dude.
He was a strong motherfucker, man. I remember him and Kevin Nash had that one SummerSlam.
Yeah. They were best friends.
That was in what, New York City? In Manhattan. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
And The Rock went against one of them. I think it was The Rock and Razor Ramon at that SummerSlam. So I could be wrong.
I don't know. I don't think so. And if he was The Rock, it probably been The Rock in Nation of Domination, maybe. If it was. When he was like Rocky Maivia, that weird ass character.
That's what I'm saying. He was a nobody at that time still.
So Farouk was bigger than him at that time.
Yeah, he was.
And it wasn't The Godfather in Nation of Domination.
He was.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember The Godfather.
Hey, The Godfather was that nigga,
you remember Val Venus?
Hello, ladies.
Holy shit. You will never see this stuff on wrestling anymore. It'll get canceled.
Now?
Stuff like this will be put on wrestling right now.
Hey, listen, times are sensitive now, so.
That's what I'm saying.
Every little thing that now you try to show that on network, especially network TV.
Because I remember my mother when I was a kid on Monday Night Raw, when these ladies would come out showing their titties and all this. There was a couple times she would walk in the room and she would get angry at us and turn that shit off. Because she was like, this is what y'all are watching? And, when she would leave, we would turn that bitch back on. And we would record it on VHS. So.
VHS.
Sorry, Mom.
Good times, huh?
Because when we were grounded and we couldn't watch it from Monday night, I would still hit record. And I had a copy of it to watch it at least one other night during the week.
Man, one episode that sticked out, one of the most, when you remember when the invasion bullshit was going on, right? And everybody, the WWE side came out and the Lions beating their asses, right? And everybody waiting for Stone Cold to come out. And he come out, the way the crowd went crazy.
I still have it saved on YouTube, that one clip.
Yeah, and he just started Stone Cold stunning everybody. Yo, listen, to this day, every time I watch that clip, I still get goosebumps when I watch that clip.
Yo,
Stone Cold was that nigga, man.
He was the greatest wrestler of all time, in my opinion.
At least the most entertaining.
Well, I say that because he was just my idol. He was my idol, man.
Hey, listen, I agree because there's some old heads. I remember I had a discussion with some old heads. They're like, I said, to me, Stone Cold is the GOAT. Like he can wrestle. He know how to talk on the mic. He can be a heel or a baby face, right? Is that what they call it? Mm-hmm. Or kayfabe? I don't remember. Meaning he could either be a villain or a good guy.
Right?
And it still works. You feel me?
Still work, right?
He can do whatever. So he's like, nah, you got to talk about Bob Backlund and Bruce Sammartino. I'm like, man, I wasn't even born when them niggas was out. You know what I'm saying? Well, I kind of remember Bob Backlund, a little bit. I like Chris Jericho too. Chris Jericho,
he was great.
Chris Jericho was that nigga,
I remember the whole Y2J thing. Everybody went crazy for that because nobody knew who the fuck it was going to be.
Right.
And then eventually everybody got the hint that it was going to be Chris Jericho.
That's when he left WCW, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, man, that's when stuff started changing in my family, man. The year 2000, that's when things started to, creep on the other side.
When the Dynasty album came out, Jay-Z, huh?
Yeah.
I just want to love you. When it runs in my system,
hey, look,
ain't no telling when
I remember when it was The Rock and Stone Cold, right?
Yeah.
And my brother and I would be watching, and if Stone Cold won, my brother would get mad. If The Rock won, I would get mad. And to the point where we would start fighting each other, man. Like, we would play wrestle, and it would turn into a real fight. Like, if I hit him too hard, or if he hit me too hard, one of us was swinging.
Oh, that intro this nigga had, Stone Cold. Dog, when you hear that glass
break,
that's
what I'm saying. When I told you, when I went to the Road Rage tour, and when he came out, and I put my arms up, bro, I almost broke my arms putting them up, bro, because I was so fucking excited, man.
Bro,
it was just
to this day when you hear that glass break.
So I only had I remember my mother gave me, I think it was $20 or $40, something like that. And the only thing I bought as a souvenir was a Stone Cold Steve Austin wallet. Because I had to get something while I was there. The T-shirts were so expensive.
The T-shirts were like $30, right?
That's what I'm saying. So it had to be like $25 that she gave me, something like that. So I bought the wallet. Right. Even though I wanted the T-shirt really bad.
Right.
Because all my clothes were fucking Stone Cold. I'll go to school every single day with a different Stone Cold Steve Austin shirt, man. It was sick. But...
Hey, you remember the first time he said, Austin 316 said,
man.
I just whipped your ass.
It was, that guy created history, man.
It was great.
But The Rock did too.
Oh, The Rock was good too.
The Rock. Jesus Christ. And people doubted him coming up. But even Stone Cold said it, though. Stone Cold said, this guy's going to make it. I said, the WWF has something on their hands here, and it's going to show itself. And then when those two started going at each other, like Stone Cold would tell him, come after me. You come after me and watch what happens. Basically, Stone Cold put him on.
You know a guy who I didn't like in the beginning, but then after I'm like, damn, that nigga's actually raw? Triple H.
Mm-hmm.
In the beginning, I'm like, man, this nigga sucks. He's a square. Like, his character was a square. Remember, he was Hunter Helmsley.
Yeah, he would come out there looking like one of them, Greek god niggas or whatever, wearing shit like that. Or
right,
whatever.
like he from England eating tea and scrumpets and shit.
Eating crackers and stuff like
that. Right.
I remember, like when he created DX, he became cooler,
way cooler.
And Chyna, God bless you, Chyna, rest in peace. Which she was the greatest woman wrestler of all time. Ain't nobody want that smoke right there with that woman.
Hey, what about Fabulous Moolah?
Oh, I remember her.
Old lady.
I remember her. Didn't they make her take her top off or some shit?
I think they did make her old ass.
Oh my God, man. They went overboard with that one. They went overboard with that one. Because I still remember seeing that. I was a kid and that shit fucking scared the shit out of me.
I
man.
bet it did. It scared me
That
now.
was horrible, man. They swung that woman around the ring and you just saw one old titty go this way and another old titty go the other way, bro. Almost ripped off, bro. It was nasty, dog. Oh shit.
Listen, if I watched that today, it would scare me. Ain't nobody want to see them old ass titties, man.
Oh Lord, man, that was bad. That was bad.
Everybody want to see like Lita's titties and fucking Trish Stratus and all them.
Lita was gorgeous, man.
She was fine back then, for sure.
Gorgeous, man.
Right.
I mean, even these women are still gorgeous, even at their age now.
Yeah.
Just saying, like,
right.
When they were younger, though, at those times, and you were young, you were a young kid.
Lita was fine as fuck.
Yeah.
Back then.
So was Trish Stratus, man.
Oh yeah, back then for sure. Hell yeah.
And do you remember Val Venus and Ken Shamrock's sister?
Yeah, I forgot what her name was.
Okay, but do you remember?
Yeah.
Like there was a whole crazy thing.
Yeah, I forgot about
Ken Shamrock didn't want Val Venus being around his sister. Then one day Shamrock was in the ring and on the Titantron.
I remember it.
Fucking Val Venus comes up with his sister in the bed.
I remember that shit.
Remember Ken Shamrock just fucking. Oh boy, that motherfucker got mad, dog.
I like Ken Shamrock. He was cool too.
Oh no, he was. I mean, come on, he came from the UFC at that time, and at that time, people slept on the UFC. Man, everybody is into it now.
Hey, but
back then, UFC used to be cutthroat, dog. There wasn't that many rules back then.
Hey, they didn't have any weight classes back then.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Oh, it was the real deal back then. Motherfuckers were dying in that ring, man. Like people getting killed left and right.
Ken Shamrock, a UFC legend.
Oh, that motherfucker, fucking, and still to this day, the motherfucker will kill you.
Yeah, Ken Shamrock was a beast. Wasn't he on that Mike Tyson podcast? That one time he was talking about a story?
I saw him on some podcast, but it wasn't with Mike Tyson. I don't know.
I think I seen him with Mike Tyson. And I seen Ric Flair on Mike Tyson's podcast too.
Oh, shit. Oh, they were smoking weed on that together. I remember that one.
Yeah.
I remember that one.
That was a good one. That was a good episode.
I remember.
I like that smoking whatever it was podcast, whatever it's called. Hot boxing.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great podcast, man. That nigga Mike Tyson. Hey. Oh, speaking of Mike Tyson, that's one of my favorite boxers of all time.
He is the best boxer of all time. People always argue with me about that.
Well, listen, I understand. He probably wouldn't beat Muhammad Ali. It's true.
It's okay.
But I like Mike Tyson.
What I admire about that dude was that he was a heavyweight. He was super strong.
Yeah.
But he could move.
Right. And
like a featherweight. He could literally throw that weight around.
But he wasn't even that heavy. He was like, what, 210, 215?
But still, the way he moved it, though, other people in his weight class didn't move like him.
Right, but a lot of them were a lot bigger than him.
This is true, but still, they still could not move at all.
Bro, when he hit him with that vicious ass uppercut, bro.
Boom. Dog, if you seen this man's bag work, the way he hits that bag, with that, and the crazy part is if you pay attention to how the bag would spin or swing, he knew how to hit it with the right force and the right momentum to put that bag where he wanted it. It was sick, man. Fucking sick. The dude was just something else. Man,
if he didn't ever would have went to jail, he probably would have had a shot at be undefeated. Remember, he went to jail and he came back and he was never the same after the shit that happened.
Oh, that guy lived a rough life, man.
And then he was with Robin Givens and shit. Yeah. Yeah.
Look, and he's a funny dude too. At heart, he's a clown. I don't mean that to make fun of him. I'm saying he can make you laugh.
That nigga right there, man. Hey, that nigga right there, man. He's smart. I always thought that nigga was dumb. Then I watched that comedy. Was a documentary that he did. It was a documentary, but he did it in a comedy form where he was standing on a stage telling about his life. It was comedy, but he would be serious at times and shit. And that's when I found out all the shit about how he went through it. This was years ago. I watched this podcast.
Shit, I never saw it.
It was a documentary. I think it was on Netflix at the time, but it was good, very good. I was like, oh shit. So this nigga's not that dumb.
And he's very spiritual now. Like he can give you some good advice. Like he'll tell you straight up. Like the money ain't shit. Because the money, he admitted it. Like the money it fucked him up mentally. And then eventually he noticed that the money wasn't bringing them happiness at all. Like, I mean that. Of course, having more money will fix your more issues, but having more money brings more problems, obviously.
Usually,
And this is the thing. We're all hustlers. We all like to have nice things.
who doesn't?
But at the end of the day, I will always admit that really does not bring happiness. It really does not, man. There's a lot of materialistic things that we like, but at the end of the day, I've even looked at certain things that I own, and I say to myself, okay, this brings little to no joy.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, man. Like I told you before, man. Like, truth be told, sometimes I had more fun when I was broke.
Same here.
I had a lot of fun in life when I was broke.
Same here. Like when you
The niggas that had no money,
when you were really struggling, or if you were just not working or anything yet,
no, just getting by.
Just getting by. It was man, times were fun.
Made shit happen, and situations happen. It was fun.
Because now everything costs money, man.
I mean,
everything is money, man. Everything is money. If the money's not there, shit. Sad to say that, but it's the truth. It's all about money. Everything you do is money is involved, no matter what.
I mean, in this world, you can't live without it. Unfortunately,
that's the way it works.
It's just the way it works.
You can't let it eat up your soul, dog. Like
some people willing to do anything for it.
Of course, man. I mean, you have people that have been married for years, right? And they've been broke all those years, and then the moment they will literally give up what they had for so many years for that money.
I mean, I've talked to people who had a lot of money, right? And they're alone, right? And they're probably going to die alone, unfortunately, right? And they're like, damn. We said, one thing I regret is, not, having a family and all that shit. Yeah, listen. Our families, you can consider them poor families. I mean, yeah, less middle class, maybe a little less, maybe a little.
I would say right under middle class.
Yeah, maybe sometimes you get above it, here and there over the years. But listen, I don't think they would trade that in for money and say, and not have no children or no grandchildren or whatever the case may be. To be honest with you, I'd rather be broke and have a family.
Same here.
Because
the hard part is finding that person that's going to stand next to you and be able to,
see, that's
deal
another...
with that. That's the hard part these days. I mean, it's very hard to find somebody that's just going to stand next to you.
Here's the problem.
When you hit, let's say you're doing well and you hit rock bottom, right? Is that person going to stay there with you? Are they going to support you and bring you back up? Because that's what a woman is supposed to do for their man, and that's what a man is supposed to do for their woman. Like, if one or the other hits rock bottom, hey, you got to be there to uplift that person. But people now, they just, oh no, fuck this. I don't want nothing to do with it. I'm gonna go to the next person that's successful. That can take care of me.
Here's the thing: most people
give up now, man.
Here's the problem about today's world: most people ain't got it like that, right? So in most households, both the husband and the wife got to work in order to take care of business, right? Yeah, you may not be able to go to fucking Greece and all these crazy vacations, but you can take that motherfucker to Disneyland.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? You can have a little family. Y'all can live a decent life.
You can have fun without having to fucking...
You're not gonna be rich, but you're not gonna be like bank. Fucking dead broke either.
That's what I'm saying. You're gonna break the bank to have a good time.
No, that's what I'm saying. You can still live a good life, a good fulfilling life with a family, and you have your kids, you raise your kids, and you do your thing, and you know what I'm saying? And you work together. Most people think now that they act like that's not the norm. Most people live like that. It's rare that you get into a situation where a dude can just pay for everything. That's not how life works. Most situations ain't like that, right? Where one person can just take care of everything. Some people...
There's a lot of people that do live like that, though. There's a lot of people that the man just takes care of everything.
Yeah, but most cases, both parties got to work.
Well, I'm talking about like higher tax bracket people. I'm not talking about
right, but the
middle class or whatever.
I'm just saying, but the majority of people know,
especially now, and especially if you're here in South Florida and you're working a normal job, making a certain amount of money, whether it's right under minimum wage or a little bit more. Yeah, You're gonna need somebody, especially if you have a family, like you're saying. You're gonna have somebody else. You need somebody else.
You need dual income in order to live.
You're not gonna survive here.
No, or anywhere.
Or anywhere.
Anywhere.
Very true.
Most people, the majority of the people live like that. That's how it is. But, everybody looking for, oh, I want this person. And that's rare. Most people don't live like that. Most people in the world don't live like that. And a lot of people will say, yo, if I can't get that, I don't want nothing. That's crazy.
Sad truth.
I don't want nothing.
Sad truth, man.
You know what I'm saying? And, obviously, in most cases, the breadwinner is usually the guy, right? Usually the man is take care of the majority.
I'm not knocking women's hustles or whatever, but we live in a woman's world now, man. It used to be a man's world. It's a woman's world now. Now the women want the power. They want to be the bosses or whatever, and that's fine. It's just at the same time,
well,
what a lot of these women don't realize is that once they're the boss, they're making more money than the man, or this and that. If they're trying to settle down with somebody, I mean, it's going to be very tough for them to do that.
Well, listen, they quickly find out.
Right.
That it doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
It don't work. And listen, and another thing, at the end of the day, they don't want that kind of pressure. Them shoulders ain't made for that, man. It ain't made for that. It ain't made for that. They behind closed doors, they'll admit, like, yo, this is tough. I don't want to do this. To deal with this day by day. It's too hard. It's not designed to be that way.
Like, I saw it happen with my mother and my father. My father was the bread. Like, when my mother was taking care of us, my father was the one bringing the bread into the house. And then it got to the point where my mother noticed that he couldn't do it on his own. And she stepped in. And like you said, it became a dual income thing. It got to even one point where my father couldn't just do it at all anymore. Like, he couldn't even find work. And it wasn't because he wasn't smart or anything like that. It's just the language barrier. My father doesn't speak much English. So he had trouble finding work. And my mother stepped in and took care of things. But did my mother ever give up on him?
Well, listen.
See, that's the point. That's the point I'm trying to make. The point I'm trying to make is that a family takes work. Like, you literally have to put work into it, man. Like, you literally have to... You're going to go through some fucked up ass shit. That's all part of it.
That's life, period. Life.
Period, right?
Bad things happen. People die. All this other stuff. Bad things happen. Unfortunate things happen in life. And it's not going to always be like this where it's always fun and you're living the best life. You're living your best life, going on vacations, trips, and that's not life. That's not real life. That's not how it works.
But the reason why people are so bent up on that is because now that's what they watch all day long. That's what they see. They watch these Kardashians all day long.
See, but your parents got married in what, the 50s, 60s?
Shit.
In the 60s, right?
I was gonna say no.
Maybe 70s.
I think it was the 70s.
Okay, 70s. Okay,
it was the 70s.
Okay, well, that's when shit started to shift. 60s, going into the 70s, shit started to shift, right? But yeah, the times were different. Listen, but your mother, at the end of the day, but your dad, for the majority of the time, he always was the top shotta. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. He brought the bacon home. He's like, yo, I got this. So times are different. You're not gonna just leave your guy when shit just starts not to go the way it's supposed to go. Now, they
get on that rocket. They light it up and it's gone.
That bitch will put you on notice. She'll go like this. She'll go, I'm gonna hold you down. I'm gonna hold you down. Then 6 months pass by, it's like, damn. It ain't looking too good. Next,
looking good, right?
She start disrespecting you, and she already forgot all the times they used to take care of her. And then next, what's the little reference on?
I remember. I'm not gonna say no names or bring up the past or whatever, but I was in a situation where I was told, I want you to write me a check for everything that I've spent or I bought in this household, which was nothing. So, I mean.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing I noticed, right?
Woo! That shit is real.
So here's what I think I noticed when a dude, right, gets money and all that. he looking to provide for people. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's kids, wife, whatever, right?
Or whoever he cares about.
Right. He's like, listen,
Right.
I want to take care of my people.
Right.
Whether
sure.
it's my parents, my wife, my kids, whatever the case may be, right?
Right.
When a broad gets money, she like, yo, I'm taking it because so I can just be independent and do me. I don't need nobody. Nobody meaning you know who. I don't need no man. I'm independent, boss bitch.
What did I say earlier, man?
Right. So yeah.
It's the way it works now.
Right. So that's the mentality that all of them have now. I don't need no man. Niggas are useless, right? Niggas ain't shit. Know what? Blah blah blah.
It's not all of them, but it's just the majority now. Yes, but it's not all of them. There are. I'm sure. There's a good handful of them that still exist out there. It's just that 1 out of 10. Are you going to run into that person?
Here's the thing, man. I'm not. It's nothing wrong with broads making money. That's fine. But the problem is, hypergamy is real, man. Hypergamy is real. So you're gonna want somebody that's on your level or better, especially a female.
Yeah. Like now, these women are like, okay, if this guy is making,
if I make $100,000, he got to make $100,000 or more
in order to even fuck with me.
And if he make less than you, she's gonna emasculate that nigga.
Right.
Even if he's a good dude. I mean, not all cases, but most of the time he's gonna get emasculated. She gonna talk down to him. She gonna treat him like shit, like he ain't nothing. So, it's not in the best interest of a dude to get in that type of situation if you know a broad's making more money than you. You know what I mean? I mean, obviously that kind of changes if you're millionaires. That's a little different. Like if she makes $100 million, she's worth $100 million, you're worth 70. That's almost the same. That's different. Now, if you make 50,000 and she make 150, oh nah, she gonna run circles around your ass, nigga.
I know. She
gonna be like, nigga, you working out?
She the boss in that.
She gonna be like, nigga, you working at Arby's, nigga? Bring me my quarter-on blue sandwich with them curly fries, nigga.
On that note, we're gonna go ahead and close this out now, man. But yeah, this will be up live. Finally, we got all the quirks and all the technical difficulties and all that. We got it all sorted out. So
yes, sir.
This will be up live and running. Hopefully, you guys tune in and actually watch the whole thing. But we'll see y'all next week, Mr. Cortez.
DC. We out.